Hello everyone, this is Jayalakshmi from CSE department. Today we're going to see previous year gate questions on C programming and data structures. Today also we're going to discuss C programming. Let us see 10 questions from the previous year gate questions. Among these, let us see the first question. The question is, consider the following C programming, and the program is given to you, and they ask to find the output of the program. So let's see the program. The flow of execution will start from the main function. So inside the main function we have three variables. One is m variable, next one is n variable, and next one is n1 variable. M variable holds the value 10 and n and n1 contains nothing. So initially it stores the value 0. So move on to next line. N is equal to plus plus m. So it is pre-increment. So it counts the value from the actual value. So the actual value is 10. So 10 plus 1 is now converted into 11. The 11 value is stored in n variable and also updated in m variable. And move on to next line. N1 equal to m plus plus, which this increment is called post increment. Now again the post increment increments the m variable. So m prints the value first and then increment the next. So n1 is now 11 and incremented is updated in m variable. So m plus plus contains the value 12. Next line, n is equal n minus minus. This is a post decrement. So it contains the value 10 and then it decrements the value. And minus minus n1, it is also pre-decrement. So it decrements the value n1. So it contains the value 10. Move on to the next line. N minus equal to n1. So it contains n is equal to n minus 1. So n minus 1 is 10 minus 10. So we finally got the answer 0. 0 is printed in the output screen. Okay, we will move on to next question. Next question is, consider the following C program, and this C program we have one main function. Inside the main function we have two pointer character variables, and first character variable is C, and C contains the value gate CSIT 2017. That is what the image shows. Initially see the image. Inside the image we have declaration gate CSEIT 2017. For G it holds a address to 1000. A holds a value 1001 and 1002. Likewise it moves on up to 1011. Okay, next we will move on to next line. Next line, it contains character pointer p equal to C, which means it assigning the address variable of C to the pointer variable. So the p is also points this gate CSIT 2017 value. Next line, we have print function. Inside the print function we have string length. Inside the string length we have the following expressions. And so see in the image inside the image we have string C plus 2 of p minus 6 p of minus 1. So 2 of p is also converted as p of 2. Both are same. So p of 2 is t and p of 6 is I. So ASCII value for t is 24 and ASCII value for I is 73. So totally after completion the expression we got the value 1010. So 1010 holds the value 1 and continued by 7. So the C value contains the value 1 7. It is an integer value, so the total string contains the value 2. So size of the string is 2, the answer is 2. Okay, we will move on to next question. Consider the following C program, and they given one function and main function. And inside the main function we have three different variable. First one is integer variable I, which holds the value 100, and second short variable s, it holds the value 12, and next short pointed variable, it holds the address of the variable s. Okay, what they have asked is, which of the following expression when placed in blank above which not result in a type checking error. So there are given four options. From consider the first option. First option contains two parameters, one is s and the second one is pointer s. We will see the program. Inside the program we have f function. Inside the f function we have two parameters, one is integer, next one is short. So integer variable is I, so it is initially wrong. So we move on to second parameter, it is pointer short variable. So it is a just short variable, not a pointer variable. So option A is wrong. So we will move on to second option. Second option, I is equal to f of I comma s. So this f function return type is void function, so it will returns nothing, so it will not return to any variable to the I variable. So second option is also wrong. We will move on to third option. Third option, f of I comma star s. Again the second parameter, it is a only short variable, not a short pointer variable. So third option is also wrong. We will move on to fourth option. Fourth option, f of I comma star p. First one is integer variable, which is correct. Second one is pointer short variable, so it points the only address of that variable. So option D is correct. Okay, we will go to the fourth question. In fourth question we have the following function computes the maximum value contained in the integer array p of size n of n greater than equal to 1. So int max of int pointer p, and this is a maximum function. Inside the max function we have two variables, one is a and next one is b. A holds the value 0 and b holds the value n minus 1, and we have the while function and followed by that. Okay, what they have is missing loop condition is what condition we need to fill in the while function. So the given question itself, they have start comparing the content of the array from a of 0 and a of n minus 1 converging from both sides. Then the condition will be till both meet at the same point, and that point will be a equal to b. So hence the loop condition should be a is not equal to b. So repeatedly we can also comment b is also not equal to a. So from this result we can compare the options. Option D is the correct answer. We will see the fifth question. The fifth question is, what will be the output of the following C program? We have one C program. Inside the C program we have one count function and main function. The flow of execution will always starts from the main function. So inside the main function we have count function. For count we are passing 3 as a argument. So 3 is placed in the n variable. Now n holds a value 3. Now static int d is equal to 1. Then we print percentage d comma n. So first time the count 3 prints the value of n, and so value of n and d. So 3 1 will be printed and d will be become 2. Now the condition is executed. If n is greater than 1, count n minus 1. Now the n variable is 3, so 3 is greater than 1. Yes, condition is true, so the count is executed. Count n minus 1, so n is decremented to 2. Now 2 is placed in the count parameter. So count of 2 will be called, it will print the value of n and d. Now n is 2 and d is static variable. It only change the value, it not erase the content. So d is equal to 2. Now 2 comma 2 is printed in the output stream. Now d will become 3, which means incremented to 3. Then count, if condition is 2 is greater than 1, so condition is true, then count function is called again. Now count function is 1, n minus 1, so so it will print the value of n and d. N variable holds the value 1 and d variable holds the value 3. So it prints the value 1 comma 3 on the output screen, and now d becomes the value 4 by incrementing 1. After that n becomes 0. 0 is greater than 1. No, it is condition false, so it terminates the function. It prints the value d. Now d is 4. For count 1, for the first iteration, count 1 will become finished its execution. For second iteration, count 2, it prints the d value is 4. For third count iteration, it becomes 4. So it repeatedly prints the 3 times for 4. So from this explanation, option A is correct answer. This image shows the clearly. For first time, count 3, it will print the value n and d, and d is incremented. So first time it prints the 3 comma 1, and second time it prints 2 comma 2, and third time it prints 1 comma 3, and finally the first for 3 calling, it finally prints the value 4 3 times. That's all. Okay. We will move on to 6th question. For the 6th question, what will be the output of the following pseudocode when parameters are passed by reference and dynamic scoping is assumed? Okay, and a is equal to 3. Now void n of x is given some code, and m of y is function and given some code, and finally we have main function. Inside the main function we call m of a. This a is global variable because a is not initialized or declared inside the main function, so this a is called from the global variable. But coming to the m function, inside the m function we have local variable a is equal to 1, so it is considered as a local variable, not called by the global variable, because there is a global variable and local variable. Global variable is also named as a and local variable is also named as a. So we are having same variable name but declared in global declaration and also local declaration. So do not be confused. We will execute from the main function. Inside the main function we have m of a variable. So already they given the question when the parameters are passed by the reference. So the a is passed by the reference. So reference means what happened, if you have made changes in a variable, it also reflect back to the original variable also. Okay, first time m of a is replaced by 3, so m of 3 is called. M of 3 is passed to the y variable. Now y is 3, a is equal to 1 and a is equal to y minus a. So a is equal to 3 minus 1. So now a holds the value 2. N of 2. N of 2 is called the next function, n function. Inside the n function we have x variable. So this 2 is copied to the variable x. Now x is equal to x into a. This a is, we can consider it is a global variable, but not, because it already the question has said dynamic scoping is assumed. Dynamic scoping means recently used variable is this local variable. So this local variable holds the value 2. So we need to multiply 2 instead of 3. Okay, now x contains the value 2 and 2 comma 2, 2 into 2 is 4. So 4 is printed. And coming to back to the m function print of a. This a is now contains the value 4. Yeah, see the line 3. After calling n of a is sent by call by reference method, so which is stored in x. Now x value become 4, so a will change according to the call by value method to 4, and at last print the value 4. So that is why 4 comma 4 is the answer. Now seventh question is, the value printed by the following programming is dash. They given the two functions. First one is f function, next one is main function. Inside the main function we have two variables. One is I variable, next one is j variable. I holds the value 5 and j holds the value 10. F of ampersand I comma j. So we need to pass the value 5 comma 10. Now it place the value instead of I, 5 is placed into the p, and 10 is placed into the m variable. Inside the f function we have three statements. First statement is m is equal to m plus 5, which is m is equal to m contain the value 10. So 10 plus 5 which is 15, and star p contains the value 5. So 5 plus 15 20. The variable is now 20, returns nothing. So come back to the print function. Inside the print function I plus j. So 20 plus 10 we have 30. 30 is the answer. We will move on to the next statement. The output of the following C programming is dash, and they have given the three function variables. One is f1, next one is f2, next one is main function. Inside the main function we have three variables. One is a, b and c. A contains the value 4, b contains the value 5, and c contains the value 6. Move on to the next line. F1 contains the value a comma b. So instead of a we placing the value 4, and instead of b we are replacing the value 5. The f1 function is called. Inside the f1 function is also again contains a local variable a comma b, and inside the function we have one local variable c, and we are exchanging the value using c is equal to a is equal to b, and b is equal to c. Finally we exchange the value. Instead of a we have 5, and instead of b we have 4 as a value. And move on to the next statement, f2 ampersand b comma ampersand c. So and b value 5 and c value 6 is replaced by the variable a and b. Now it is a call by reference concept. So it automatically changes the value a comma b and reflect back to the variable. Now b value holds the value 6 and c value holds the value 5. Then so AB, C equal to C minus A minus B, lastly print. Okay, we'll change, that is what I have said here. Yeah, see here, um, see this line number 10. Initially we have C. C is garbage value. Now C is equal to star A holds the value 5 and B holds the value, exchange original values. The variable of C to B, B is equal to 6. Star B to C is equal to 5. So a call by value and this is call by reference. After this, at this point A is equal to 4 and B is equal to 6 and C is equal to 5. C minus A minus B, 5 minus 4 is executed first and then executed next. 5 minus 4 is plus 1 and minus 6 is from minus 1 minus 6 is minus 5. So finally we got minus 5 is an answer. Move on to ninth question. What is the output of the following C code? Assume that address of XX is 2000. An integer requires 4 bytes of memory. So inside the main function we have array, that is which is considered as an unsigned integer x is equal to 4 comma 3. So it contains the value 4 bytes. Because see, let's see here, and this array is accumulated by like this 1 comma 1 1 2 3. In second row it contains 4 5 6 and third row it contains 7 8 9 and finally fourth row it contains the value 10 11 12. Now this x variable holds the address 0. This address holds the variable 2000. This 2000 is points these three array, that row, one particular row. That row contains 3 variables, so this variable is converted into sub array. Okay, in next line we will move on to the next line. Percentage u, for x plus 3 and star x plus 3 and star x plus 2 plus 3. Initially x is holds the value 2000. So x being a 2D array, x plus 3 equal to x plus 3 star size of inner dimension. This 2000 plus inner dimension contains the value 4. So 2000 plus 3 into 3 into 4, this 4 is calculated from the inner dimension is 3 integer of size 4. Okay, now 2000 plus 36 equal to 2036. Star x plus 3 returns the value at address 2036, but since x is a 2D dimension, 2D array, one will print just number 1D, another which starting address of it, which is 2036 only. X plus 2 equal to 2000 plus 2 into 3 plus 4, which is 2024. Next one is pointer of x plus 3 2024, which is also holds the value 2036. Change the data type from 2D to 1D. Now plus 3 will be added, 3 plus 4, so 3 into 4 and not 3 into 3 into 4. So option A is correct. Now move on to the 10th question. Consider the following C program. Hash include, which is a header file, and we have one main function. Inside the main function we have three variables. One is I variable, next one is j variable, and next one is k variable. K holds the value 0 and I and j contains nothing. So j contains the formula 2 into 3 divided by 4 plus 2.0 divided by 5 plus 8 by 5. Now k minus equal to minus minus j. For I equal to 0, initially the condition need to be executed. I is less than 5, yes, condition is true. We move on to the switch statement. Inside the switch statement, I plus k, I holds the value 0 plus k holds the also value 0. So initially we need to calculate the j value. So j value contains 2 into 3 by 4 plus 2.0 divided by 5 plus 8 by 5. This is what they have written. Associative of plus, star and fives are forms left from right, and plus has the precedence than star and slash. Now 6 by 4 plus 0.4 plus 1. Finally we got 2.0 is double value, and hence 5 is implicitly typecast to the double, and we get 0.4, and but 8 and 5 are integer, hence 8 by 5 gives the value 1 and not 1 by 6. Now move on to the next line. J is equal to 1.4 and j is equal to 2.4, and finally we got j is equal to 2. K minus equal to minus minus j, and j equal to 1 and k equal to minus 1. The variable j and k now value 1 and minus 1 respectively before the for loop. Hence the for loop variable is in